All right, here we are. The Lions off season. Good note as always, Al. And good to see you all this Saturday evening. Hope you're all doing okay. Before any of the postseason simulation and off-season stuff, we of course have to go through our stats for the year. So as a reminder, we did unfortunately lose to the Philadelphia Eagles in the last round by a score of 32-25. We had the lead for a sweet moment, but we gave the lead away almost as quickly as we got it back. So we were the 2 seed. I think technically Philly was like the 3 seed maybe. And we will do that Super Bowl simulation after we go over our season stats. I'll have to figure out if that's best left for here or maybe a season wrap-up video, but we're going to do it here regardless. I am going to be typing as we go through these, just kind of getting everything down, and so at the same time it should be enough time to make sure I have enough footage for it. So if you hear any click-clacking, that would be why. The year was pretty much split between Fowler and Breeze. I wonder what Fowler what happened to him as his injury. We'll have to check that out. Completion percentage 54 and 56. All right, let's go over to the yards. That's certainly more than 10 seconds. So Fowler threw for big yards for sure. Breeze didn't slouch either, really. But I mean, if those 8 touchdowns went to Fowler, that would have been a heck of a year for the guy. So he's definitely gonna be our guy moving forward still. Probably won't use long or sack, but we'll write it down regardless. Only taking, I mean, that's pretty decent for the sack numbers, so not so bad. All right, let's move on to rushing, making sure we're organized by high rushers. We got Deshaun Foster, of course, leading the way with our rushes. Najee Davenport was a serviceable backup, but as of right now, I know what you said, Al, but as of right now, I am currently leaning towards drafting a halfback with our first pick. That would be more of like a power to Deshaun's speed and finesse, kind of like what Najee is, and also potentially like the pick that we build up to the future. So that's what I'm thinking as of right now. Obviously, we have to like look at everyone that's there and all of that good jazz. So I'm just getting these averages written down. I do have a spreadsheet. I'd love to. Well, first of all, I gotta update the Lions one because I just didn't record like a season and a half. But I would love to have this available to people, whether it's like when I finally have memberships or if I finally get my Patreon off the ground, getting it to y'all somehow. Long as 69 for Deshaun. Nice, I remember that run. Breeze has the long of 15. I love it. I'm not recording Fowler's numbers. I don't really have any rhyme or reason to what I record versus I don't record. I just have like an arbitrary, like, it's not worth writing this guy's numbers down. In this case, I didn't write down Fowler's numbers because they were super inconsequential. He wasn't really a runner. Then we have fumbles to finish. All right, now we're going to go to receiving. I had a lot of guys written down for receiving. We did spread the ball out really well this year, even though Roy had 1,500 yards. Dewey had a really good rookie year. I think that's everybody. That's everybody. Boom. All right. So we've got Roy with 1556, great year for him. Brett Richards with 659. Dewey, like I said, had 498, just short of a 500-yard year. Deshaun had 363. Charles Rogers was hurt for part of the year, only getting 333 yards out of him sucks, but I think we'll have him next year. Arnatt's Battle got 242. Neil Webster with 202. Corey with 155, and then Ben Watson with 118. Good job by them. The first opportunity that I get, I will have to check out what our draft situation is looking like in this season. I don't know. I don't remember what we did for... Well, I'll look at the transactions that we did this year as well. I am certainly feeling like I'm in more go-for-it mode with these guys right now. Alright, long at 80 for Roy. Lots of good long passes for these guys too. Alright, finally got all those written down. Let's check out touchdowns. Woo! Roy had a lot of touchdowns. Good for him. Also, thanks for your patience during this initial part. These are the, well, I'm also going to be writing down, like, our placements and our season awards and stuff like that. Note, Neil Webster had 4 touchdowns. That's really nice. I felt like maybe we didn't throw a touchdown to Ben Watson until the playoffs. I felt like we had thrown a touchdown to him, but I guess we didn't. "13 drops from Dewey is pretty wild. We'll have to keep an eye on that next year. We'll chalk that up to rookie stuff. 422, 140. And the reason why we didn't do this on the Dolphins one is because I had time beforehand and I did it all beforehand, so we just kind of hung out here. Appreciate you, Jason. Thanks for saying that, man. Feeling good about this season so far. We'll see if the team acts accordingly. I'm excited for this offseason too, to do some more building on this team. I think we have a little bit more cap room to work with too, surprisingly enough. I don't really need to write down the 2-point conversion for Deshaun. That was on the ground. So we are all done with receiving, which means we can move to defense. Now I'm gonna do this. This one I'm gonna go through and write all the things down as I would normally, but then I'm gonna go back and we'll go through the leaders in each stat because that's what's gonna make the video. So We'll do Boss Bailey first. Let's see, this is also going to require me doing math, which I love. I absolutely love doing that. So that is 67 total tackles on the year. I combine tackles and assists just by like how I count them. I know that's not how the game does it, but that's how I'm doing it. So technically Sam Hamilton is our sack leader, if I'm reading this right. Or our tackle leader, if it's by total tackles, because of all of the assists that he had. Terrence Holt is in second, and I think Boss Bailey is in third. Let me do Teddy's numbers really quick. Yeah, Boss is in fourth, actually. Teddy snuck into third place with 68. 46 for Chris Cash. $49 for Sam Farmer. Harry Freeman got $42. That's good work for him for coming in for an injured Zach Bryant. Zach Thomas, Zach Bryant. That's so funny. Cedric got 29. Good job by him. Yeah, me too. He got injured right there at the end too. I'm reminding myself yet again to look at his overall. All right, let me record the. Oh, I guess I don't need to get assists. Let me grab the last two guys. I'm gonna record Enrique and Chris Hovan as well. And then Chris got 7 sacks. That's a good job. Navarro got 10. Teddy got 1. And then 1 for Boss as well. I guess I don't have to worry about jumping around as much with this one because I'm gonna organize it by. So yeah, let's actually do that right here. Well, since this is all done, we've got tackles all set. We'll hold on assists for a moment. Sam Hamilton leading the way there. Somewhat of an honorable mention to Grant Norris down there. He had a decent amount of tackles as a backup outside linebacker. We'll flip over to sacks. Looks like Hall got 5. He's not going to make the spreadsheet, although he could have a case for it, but he's too far down with tackles overall. All right, so while they're here, let me get the sack yards. It's an easy way to do it. Yeah, Sean Rogers got hurt too. That's why his stats are so meager. Boss was 5. Teddy was also 5. All right. We can keep that moving. We'll go back to organizing it like so to go to passes defended. Yeah, that's right. What's 4.6? What's his? 6. Great. 6 and 6. Bah. All right, passes defended. 10 for Boss. That's good. 13 for Sam, 10 for Teddy, 20 for Terrence, 14 for Chris Cash. I was combining Chris and Cash in one word. 18 for Farmer, 4 for Harry, 1 for Cedric, 4 for Enrique, and then 2 for Fernando, 0 for Hovan. We got 2 picks for Fernando, 1 for Enrique. We were there for that one. 1 for Harry. That's fun. Sam got 8 interceptions this year. Good job by him. 1 for Cash. 6 from Terrence. That's a good year. 2 from Teddy. Sorry, I had them switched for some reason. That's 6. Weird. Huh. That's 10. Sorry for the holdup, y'all. That's the sack, so this should be 20 and 6. And that should be 2 and 10. Perfect. We're back on track. All right. 4 for Boss, 4 for Sam. So Sam, after having a slow start, yeah, a lot of those were me for sure. I stopped using him as much, but he got a couple of those on his own. Let's organize by passes defended now to give Terrence his moment. I'm stoked for Farmer leading the team in interceptions this year. I think he still might be my favorite draft pick of all of the draft picks we've drafted thus far. The Colorado guy, the Deion Sanders product. The Coach Prime product. Alright, that should be enough time for both of those. Let's get to the yards now. 171, 79, 8. I gotta switch this. Whoops. That's better. Dumb. I had it organized wrong. 879. No wonder I had something flipped before. 32. 7. There's Farmers 171. 18. 0. 2. And 8. We're doing some quick math, baby. 18, 21.4, 7, 16, 13.2. It's a different sort of embarrassing to get myself mixed up on a live stream. I'm kidding, obviously. I don't care, but it is sort of funny to me. Like, oh yeah, you're live, man. You gotta figure this out quicker. All right. Almost there. 34 and 1, 7 and 0. We'll probably highlight our touchdowns as well from the defense. I feel like we had a couple of pick sixes this year. Like Farmer, specifically. I mean, I have to imagine Farmer's a Pro Bowler. And that's that. 8-0-0-0. So we'll go ahead and flip this up to the top. Give Sam Farmer another due. Good job by him. The defense is the one that takes the longest, for sure. Alright, moving along. Oh wait, I need to... We don't typically show any of this, but this is gonna just be for my records. Farmer with the 1 forced fumble, love to see it. And then Boss with the 1 fumble recovery. Field goal blocks are going to be 0s for everybody. It would be nice to force more fumbles, but I kind of like having the slider where it is. Oh, I missed Cash forced the fumble too. Look at that, Cash Money. And then, oh, and Hunt forced the fumble too. That might have been on the Colts, but that's okay. We'll take credit for it. All right, so that's it for defense. Good old Jason Hansen kicking just only a little bit worse than I did with Olindo Mare. Kicker is definitely something we're going to look at in the draft this year with one of our picks, I think. Although we did make a 51-yarder with him. I mean, there's a chance he retires this year. He's so old. I want points. 105. And we're 100% from extra points. Only his field goal percentage is going to get shown in the video. And then we'll look at Nick Harris. I'll show Nick Harris's net average since that's what I actually care about. So that's where we'll like sit. .3. So we'll do, actually I want inside 20 to be the last thing there, so we'll do that. 30.2, 3 touchbacks. What's up, Jossie? How are you, buddy? I mean, my Pokey Pack Ripper. Never blocked, so we'll let that hang for the amount of time. Alright, the only other individual stats to do are the special teams, which we sort of traded for Enrique Hunt to take over. Yeah, depending on what we're going to do with the first round pick, I might not be against using some of the scouting to find the right kicker. I'm unsure if any of this is going to make the video either. Although I think Enrique did have a punt return touchdown for the Colts, so we'll have to look at that. Although if it was only a 30-yard... Oh no, it's 0. Okay, for some reason I thought he had a touchdown. Alright, so that's it for the individual stats. We're going to now go into the league leaders. And we'll go hold it here. So the best quarterback of the season by rating was Carson Palmer. Ever heard of him? Playing for the Arizona Cardinals, having himself a good year. You can see there, in third place, one Alvin Fowler. So good job by Fowler, getting up there with some of the best quarterbacks on the year, despite being hurt. Now, if we go by yards overall, Obviously, Fowler disappears from that because he got hurt and was missing for a bunch of the year, but it remains Carson Palmer. So, as of right now, it seems like Carson Palmer is the front runner for MVP, based on it's usually a quarterback, and it's usually the quarterback with the most yards. If he's got the most touchdowns, it's a lot. I would almost lock it up for him. So let's find out. It is indeed Carson Palmer with 30 total touchdowns to just 9 interceptions. Well, that makes me very excited for 2 seasons from now. Apparently, we're going to have the best quarterback in the league with the right kind of setup. So I have to imagine that Carson Palmer is taking home MVP. Maybe Matt Hasselbeck will get Offensive Player of the Year. I saw Tom Brady was up there for yards, but maybe not as many touchdowns. We shall see. But, yeah, good job by Carson Palmer. Fred Taylor looks like he's going to win the rushing title this year. Lots of guys getting over 1,000 yards this year. That's cool to see. But yeah, Fred Taylor, 1,395 yards. Deshaun just about averaged that much, but I just don't think he missed too much time to get up there stats-wise. Looks like Michael Bennett and Amon Green split the touchdown title this year. I still think Fred Taylor will take the rushing title regardless, but we shall see. Deshaun barely sneaks onto the bottom of the list there with 9 touchdowns, so when we needed him to score, he was getting in there. Oh, that's cool. Those are kind of like the simulated, not Fred Taylor. 207 broken tackles is crazy, but I had a lot of good broken tackles. All right, for the 2nd year in a row, Roy Williams leads the league in receiving. That's cool. It's too bad they don't get any of that considered for any sort of award or anything like that, but I will take it. All right. And then Santana Moss and Randy Moss. Interesting. If you go by touchdowns, I guess it wasn't a good passing year. Big rushing year this year. Down year for the pass for sure. Only guy to get over 10 touchdowns. I wonder if Roy could win Offensive Player of the Year. I've never seen anyone that's not a quarterback win MVP or Offensive Player of the Year. But who knows? I guess we'll find out very soon. We'll go to defense. LeVar Arrington leading the way in tackles yet again. 124 simulating 4-minute quarters is insane. I skip over the assists. I think the assists are a little bit broken in the simulation, which is also sort of why I rope them all into the same thing. So I mean, yeah, if we were counting his assisted tackles, he'd be up at 140 for the year, which is also pretty good. Pretty good. Julius Peppers leading the league. Look at this. We got a rookie defensive end coming in 2nd place on sacks for the year. I think I'm actually going to highlight this guy because that's cool to see. This guy's also... Floyd Curtis here is a drafted guy as well. So we've got... I feel like this is the first user or computer generated guy getting this kind of stats so far. I could be wrong. I feel like Fowler's the only other guy doing this in this series. But good for Irvin Mann, the rookie out of Wake Forest, doing big things for Oakland. Good passes defended. It looks like we got Terrence Holt and Sam Farmer leading the league by a couple there. So good job by Terrence, getting a lot of batted balls. And we do play at 0 on pass defense, so that's pretty good. Same with Sam Farmer, getting a bunch this year. And Sam Hamilton's up there as well. And Chris Cash. Our secondary is always up there with passes defended. We'll put the interceptions here. It looks like Corey Chavis, Ed Reed. This is a second-year computer-generated guy, and then Sam Farmer splitting a 4-way tie for first in the league this year for passes intercepted. That's pretty cool. So good job by Sam Farmer. Looks like Cruz and Farmer are some gems from last year's draft. Wait, last year's draft? I think that's right. And then we'll go to touchdowns. I want to see. Oh, that's awesome. Farmer led the league in defensive touchdowns with Dyson this year with his 2 pick sixes. We love that. Love that, love that, love that. I'll let that get enough time to make the video. Makes sense that Julius would win for tackles for loss. Oh yeah, I did force fumbles in the Dolphins video. I think I'm going to bring that back here. So good job by Derek Brooks and Robert Thomas being the 2 guys forcing the most fumbles. All right, I think we can oh, you know what? I'm going to look at our transactions again. And then we're going to do our team stats. So stay here. Let's go to trades that we made. So we'll just let this hang here. That's right. We sent Dre Bly away to the Colts for Enrique Hunt. Don't regret it one bit. We also gave a bad guard away to the Bucks. I guess we can see if he's still there. We'll go and check out how Dre's year was. I think we have an extra, at least an extra 4th this year, maybe? Night, buddy. Let's see, will this pop up Dre's stats? We can do that. No way, that was his only interception. So the only interception that Dre Bly got this year was against us, because I threw it at him and he caught it. That's dumb. But a good trade, because we've definitely got a starter in Sam Farmer. All right. Let's see. This is the guy that we got. We like Cozy Coleman. Oh, you know what? We can look at player progression too. We'll do that. We'll do, you know what we'll do? We'll do player awards. We'll do the season player awards. So I was right, Carson Palmer. Good for him. Hopefully we're going to emulate that in one of our Dolphins seasons. Dante Culpepper gets Offensive Player of the Year. Wasn't expecting that, honestly. Carlos Dansby. So Arizona. Arizona had the guys this year. All right, I'll have to... So Gene Perry, this is a running back. I'll have to look up what team he's on. Decent season. 750 yards, 3 touchdowns. Pretty good. And then Brent Strickland. This might be a safety. Based on the sacks and interceptions, I'm going to check out the safeties. And then finally, the rushing. I knew I was going to do that eventually. Fred Taylor, as we guessed. So congrats to Fred. All right, let's look up. I want to know who these rookies are. Gene Perry, halfback for the Miami Dolphins. Good for him. No wonder they traded Ricky. They had a guy they liked. And then Strickland he was in the 80s for tackles. Of course, he's not going to make that list. I don't think 4.5 sacks would make this. Nope. How about interceptions? He had 6 interceptions. Haha! Cleveland. A linebacker. Wow. What linebacker is he? Outside linebacker. Good for him. That's a lot of interceptions for an outside linebacker. Okay, we're going to now look up our team stats. And we were number 1 in total offense with a bullet. Damn. So that's pretty good. Just by eyeballing it, it looks like our pass offense was also first overall. Which is probably what would do it. Yep. Wow. Alright, so we've got a really good offense. I think that makes sense. It was like a 90-something overall. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11th in rushing offense. 1649. So even then. Alright, total yards allowed by defense. Let's go so it's least at the bottom. So that's first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th, 11th. We were 12th in total defense. Oh wait, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13th in passing defense. And then we were 11th in rush defense. So very middle of the pack for defense. Maybe top middle of the pack, just above middle. All right, third down conversion. Oh, we're going to be bottom of the list, aren't we? Rough. 31st. That's 54%. Tough. Tough. All right, well, we got to get better at those third downs in general, I guess. Shoot. We were also 31st in fourth down conversion, only because the Texans never tried one. So I would say we were probably in last for fourth down conversion. And I mean, we had enough of a sample size too, so that's rough. We got to figure out fourth down, I guess. All right, red zone scoring percentage is going to be much better. Let's go all the way to the top and go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8th. So we're 8th in red zone scoring percentage at 89%. Good job by us. And then we'll hit the defensive red zone percentage. 84% is a bit lower down the list. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 16. So we would want this to be lower, and then it would be, because this is attempts allowed, so we want it to be lower. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So we're 17th in defensive red zone percentage at 84%. So pretty middle of the pack. All right, that's all of the team stats I wanted to cover. I'm gonna just quickly go through I know we had some, there we go. We had Fowler in week 1. Let's see who else we had, if anybody. We had Bailey in week 4. We already obviously put this in, but I just want to keep them in for dexterity. We had Fowler in week 7. We had Williams and Navarro, both in week 8. That's cool. All right, that's that. Cool, so I think we're at the point where we can, I think we can simulate the playoffs. Or the Super Bowl, I should say. It is the Tennessee Titans facing off against the Philadelphia Eagles. If you look by, I think by overall record, I think maybe, I mean, Tennessee obviously is the best team in the AFC. They're 16-2. They've only lost 2 games for the regular season. They beat up on us. Philly, I think, was up there with one of the best records. I think Arizona might have taken over right there at the last second, but regardless, Philadelphia is 13-6, Tennessee 16-2. Yeah, I think we're gonna just go ahead and simulate this. I think we can just find out who the winner is. Nice, strong. I was deep cleaning and throwing out a bunch of junk today. Honestly, good for Philly. I feel like they lose a lot in these Super Bowls. Philadelphia finally gets over the hump, and they are the Super Bowl champions. We'll have to go and see who the MVP ended up being. My guess would be Brian Westbrook, since he was 100 overall. 20-7. It's too bad we can't watch the Sports Center. I feel like it would lock up the game. Michael Lewis. Wow. The strong safety getting Super Bowl MVP. That's crazy. Lots of surprising in this one. Well, they gotta win the Super Bowl first there, Al. But who knows? Maybe you're right. Oh yeah, I remember this. Fowler tore his calf muscle, but he'll be back next season. Can he be slower than he already is? But yeah, that's how our injury report ended, with Fowler and a torn calf, which sucks. And then obviously Zach and Najee and Derek were all out as well with their season-long injuries. So I guess one thing that we could look at as well is player progression. Oh, we're not in the off-season yet, so we'll do that when we get to the off-season. So what we'll do first is we'll go into our Pro Bowlers. Here, I'll sit on this for long enough so we have the... But we're almost ready for the off-season, and then we'll save before we go into the off-season as well. All right, let's see who our Pro Bowlers are. So I think Deshaun does miss the cut, being in 5th. I do believe he does not get on. Roy Williams winning the wide receiver vote by 300,000. I mean, he was the best wide receiver in the league this year, so that makes sense. I'm a little surprised Dewey wasn't higher, but that's okay. Looks like Damian Woody gets in. So both times we've traded for guards that make the Pro Bowl. That should be enough time on Damian. Nothing for our tackles. Jason Hansen gets in. That's weird. But I guess we'll take it. Yeah, we're like never gonna get guys on this list. Sam Farmer's in. Good for Sam. And Terrence was close, but no cigar. All right. That's all the Pro Bowlers. I think that's it. I think we can go into off season now. We can make sure we check out all of our retirements before anything else. But let's save, and we can move on. I'm curious what our so we're going into the off season with 5 million. So we didn't do this last time, but I want to see if there's anyone here that we want to re-sign. I think we're probably letting Schlesinger go. I think we're probably letting Hansen go. I think we're probably letting Battle go. Yeah, I don't see anyone in here that I'm like jumping out of my seat to re-sign, except for maybe Isaac Hilton. He's only a 68. I mean, I guess we can. Oh wait, our cap room's only 1.86. That's weird. Oh, maybe it goes up to 5. Like, I just, with our 80 overall fullback on the bench, like, I don't know why we would sign any of these guys. If we're going to take a running back in the first round, we're probably not going to take back Avon. And I don't think Avon really does it for us. So yeah, let's go into the offseason. Alright, offseason is on. I guess we need to see who retires first and foremost. What does it say we have for cap? Alright, so now it says we have 14.8 in cap room. Is that right? Alright, so 2 of our expirings are hanging it up. Hansen and Walker. I think we let both of them go, no questions asked, no problem. I think I am going to be looking at signing a strong safety rather than drafting one, because we have Sam Farmer there, and I think I would rather, like, sign a cheap backup rather than draft one, but who knows, maybe we'll find one at, like, later in the draft. That seems good. But yeah, I think we're going to definitely let both of these guys go, and then we'll look at player progression, because I also think that's going to affect what we do here. But I like that we got some guys, and we're going to get some more salary back too, so... So those guys are gone. Oh, they were expiring contracts, so we stay at basically 15 million. Let's go to our front office. Let's go to our player progress. Oops, I went to team needs. So yeah, again, I don't think that this has changed. I think I want to look back at this again at the end of... Yeah, all of these are the same. Literally all of these are the same. Vernon Green being a 94 is really nice. So DM regressed a little bit. Yeah, see, I feel like these guys are all the same ratings. I like that Moses got better. He'll replace DM eventually. Yeah, like, I knew that that was a thing. I like how it's the same guy. And a difference is an inch and four pounds. Interesting. I think we do say goodbye to Curry and draft another outside linebacker. Our 2 guys are still doing really well. I'll be interesting to see what happens with Zach. We've got both of these guys as well. See, like, Farmer should be jumped over a 79 by now. So it makes me think that there's going to be a big ratings change when we get to the end of the preseason. Hamilton's by himself. We're not going to bring back Tony Bua, I don't think. I think free safety is actually a position I'd be willing to look at a starting caliber player in. I'm not going to lie, I forgot we had this dude on the team. I guess we see how he develops going into year 2. Let me see now if... Oh, I can't do that with... Maybe the Roy contract is the one that we renegotiate now rather than next year. But I'm not trading Roy. I'm looking at the picks that we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 again, 5, 6, 7. So we have an extra 4th rounder. That's it. We also have an extra 4th rounder next year. And it's... But most of our... That's interesting. Only our 1st rounder is our own. We've traded away our own pick for a lot of the other ones, so we're a lot higher on some of the boards. I am interested. So I truly like what... Only to just out of curiosity what Schlesinger wants. Like our backup fullback is so good that I just don't think we need him. Like... We've got him for 4 years. He's an 80 overall. He doesn't do as much on the run block, but as a receiver and a guy, he might be just as good. I don't know. Corey's the only guy I think I can half consider bringing back. Maybe Isaac Hilton, too, depending on how much he wants. Balance for 6 years? You're killing me, Isaac. That's too expensive for him. So yeah, I don't think we bring him back. Absolutely not. I'm currently in a place of... I can maybe do this contract for Corey. Only because he's been such a massive part of our offense so far. And this is like, I don't know, what a loyalty contract for 13 years in. Maybe not. I think I just let them all go. We'll look at what free agency has to offer and we go from there. I'm going to give it a couple seconds, but if anyone in the chat has any strong feelings about any of these guys, please chime in. Let's find out. That's what he wants. I mean, that essentially gets him paid through... It's funny to me that he wouldn't want a descending or a front-loaded contract. Like, the balanced one gives me way more cap flexibility this year. I mean, 11.5 million means we could sign one guy in free agency. And it means we've locked up Roy moving forward for 4 years. I don't know who, I mean, Boss is probably going to be an expensive one. Sam's first contract. That's kind of it. That's kind of it. So we don't have a ton of big free agents now, so I'm not against potentially just letting everybody go and re-signing Roy with a little bit of extra room. We'll start from the bottom. We'll go by our worst guys, I think. So we'll let Tony go. I think we can probably look to the draft for a free safety or a free agent signing. We're gonna let Dante Curry go. Yeah, I think after we release everybody, I think I like the idea of Najee as like the third string power back with whoever we draft in the first round. I do think we are going to take a halfback in the first round. So Avon Coburn is going to get released as well. We have lots of talent at the wide receiver position, and I don't know if we really have the need for Battle at this point. He has the worst hands on the team. I think he's going to be gone. Honestly, Derek Hamilton might be gone too. He's in his final year of his contract. His penalty is 0. His salary is $1.26 million. Very good chance we let him go as well. But we'll let Arnaz go for right now. I especially think if there's a receiver in free agency that we want, it might be question time for sure. It makes me sad to let Isaac go, but I think he wants more than he's actually worth. We'll have to look for a good backup defensive end. Who's our other backup defensive end? Oh, Luke, we drafted this guy, so we want to give him room to develop anyway. Want to thank Corey for his service. We'll miss him around Detroit. Hopefully he doesn't bite us in the butt. And yeah, sayonara. All right, so I think we do go ahead and get Roy done. And I think I'm okay with this contract. It puts him over the bonus for this year. But after this year, I was going to do math and then I got distracted. 1.76 times 4. Oh, that's way more than I thought it would be. Okay, so that's 2 years before he becomes tradable. I'm okay with it. He just had the best season in the league. Let's give it to him. If we have to play around with cutting some other guys, we'll do it. But we'll lock Roy up through his prime years. And I think we just go to free agency from there. I'll quickly, like, we can look at our guys. I mean, like, we could consider cutting Gerard Wilson right now, especially since we're paying him so much more than Fowler. I think we do. I think we don't need him. And he's slower than Fowler, although he technically, like, he's just never gotten a chance with us, and we're paying him $1.31 million to sit behind 2 guys. So I think we could potentially let him go. I'll sit on that for now. I think we're good here. We're going to draft a guy. Glover is going to be our starter. We might draft or sign a guy. We'll see. It's so interesting that he's only a 55 with a 91 catch. I feel like his rating is going to pop. I feel good about our receivers. I don't want to do anything here. Tight end, we're doing good. I feel like Fitzsimmons might regress again, but these two guys I feel like are on the up. We're good here. We'll probably want to look at another guard in the draft, potentially. Or maybe, not free agency. I mean, definitely draft if we can get a solid one. But we're okay there. We're finally at the point where we can maybe get rid of Kelly Butler. But honestly, all of these guys are pretty decent. So we might honestly want to look at maybe trading Backus next year. Like, these block numbers are not far away, so I'm gonna earmark Backus as a trade guy. Oops. We're gonna have Rodgers back, but again, honestly, Rodgers might be a trade guy too, because Owen and Santos are really nice. I think we're gonna have to lose one of them. Honestly, we might have to cut one of them now. They are super redundant. And they're probably taking up way too much money. This is the one. What the hell? What kind of contract is this? Interesting. What was I smoking when I signed this contract? There's a lot of money tied up in our defensive tackles. Interesting. So this guy's run coverage and pass rush is much better, but his tackle is awful, and this one's like the other way around. Now, I believe Tim Owen is the one that we drafted. You know what? No, I think Daryl Santos is the one that we drafted. Apparently so. Alright, well, we gotta cut one of these guys, because there's no way we're gonna pay both of these guys what we're paying them, and only one of them's gonna play anyway. I think probably... Alright, I'll come back to it. I don't know. Navarro's getting better. Hall, we'll just keep an eye on him. Allison, we drafted. We'll grab another outside linebacker. We don't need a starter. Apparently, Zach Thomas is better now than he regressed to in the Lions franchise, which I find incredibly interesting. We could just roll with this group. Safety, safety. You think Santos is the worst one? I mean, he is the worst overall by rating, so I guess that is true. We can deal with a 55 tackle for that pass rush and run coverage. You can always get better at tackling, I suppose. Alright, well then we'll cut Santos. That'll give us 1.4 million back to work with in the free agency market. But I think that was the only guy that we really could afford to cut. I think we're pretty good otherwise. Let me actually write some stuff down really fast. Alright, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, 7. We need a halfback, free safety, strong safety, wide receiver, kicker. offensive linebacker. I think it said it might be interesting to draft another guard. And then we'll have a 7th pick for funsies. So we do technically have an extra pick compared to need. There's also the question of free agency, in which I wrote down all of these positions here. I don't know if there's necessarily a position I'm looking to sign a free agent to get better in. Actually, kicker could be the one position that we sign a free agent. That would actually make a whole bunch of sense. But otherwise, I think I'm chilling. So we'll see what the free agent market looks like. Let's go ahead and save again. All right. Release players with expired contracts versus nobody. Let's see who our free agent prizes are. Oh, look at that. Olindo Mare and John Casey. I don't think we need to draft a guard. Peter Warwick is interesting, but again, like, I really like my receiver room, and I don't think I need to spend $40 million on Peter Warwick. Mungro being a free agent is interesting, but I don't know if I want to pay Orlando Mare $4 million a year. Okay, this might be who we grab. Decent kick power and accuracy. Like, we don't need him to do anything other than that, and he barely wants over $1 million. He's cheaper than Aaron Elling. I mean, I'm gonna give him this. I don't know why I wouldn't do it. Yeah, I think Casey does work at that price. Super cheap. Get a front runner. Let's make the offer. See what he does. Alright, hold up. Let's look at what other positions we're maybe interested in. I think we are going to save our halfback for the draft. We don't need a punter. We don't need a defensive tackle. We don't need a defensive end. I don't know why we would take any of these guys for outside linebacker. I'd rather draft one. I don't think there's any inside linebackers here that move the needle for us. Oh, look at that. All right, well, we got John Casey. Is it Casey? Casey? I think it's Casey, right? I believe that whenever the next day advanced, he'll just become a part of our roster. I mean, we could try and upgrade at our cornerback number 2 spot. I know I went the wrong way for that. I don't know if any of these guys necessarily does that for us at the prices that they are. I mean, do we think Rashawn Mathis is better than Chris Cash? I mean, his coverage is better than Chris Cash. I'd be able to probably, like, cut Hopkins' contract. We also want Enrique to play more so I could lop off a guy there. Who did he play for last year? 3 interceptions for somebody. His tackle isn't great. He seems more like a nickel cover guy to me, so I don't know if I want to sign him as a... Yeah, let's leave him alone. Alright, so Peter Warwick, Mungro, Mare, Barton, Casey, who we're going to get. We don't care about Murray. I don't think we care about Sullivan. I guess we do technically... What's our wide receiver room look like? Is it super... Yeah, we don't need anybody. I don't think we need anybody. Unless we sign someone that was cheaper than Derek and got rid of Derek. So funny how much Pinkston just wants like a lawn deal every single time. TJ Hujabenzada. I mean, TJ is cheap as hell right now, but we do not need him. Alright, now we're talking like bench warmers here. Those guys are bad at pass blocking. This guy's actually a decent tackle. Good blocking numbers. I wonder why he's only a 76. Lance, this guy, dude, Lance Nimmo continues to be the cheapest, best tackle out there. I don't understand. I'm not going to sign him for this team, but one day I will sign him for a team. Yeah, I mean, there's no one here that I like... For the prices that they want, it's not worth upgrading. straight up Coach Dawkins every single time. Yeah, I don't need any of these guys. All right. Oh, looks like oh no, this is inside linebackers. Okay. Alright, well, he'll be here. He's not going anywhere. I don't need Izell Reese. I think there might be some potential backup signings here in free agency. That's so funny. Alright, so can we... Oh, hopefully he signed to our team. Is he on our team now? Let me make sure John Casey is indeed on our team. Oh my god, I didn't look at the retirements. I forgot to look. Okay, good. We can still look. Looks like Mushin Muhammad is done, along with Ricky Prohl. We're just gonna... I'll use the magic of editing. I'll get this in the right place. Luckily, time pauses while I'm out here. Roman Pfeiffer and Troy Brown. Both hanging it up. Mark Burnell calls it a career from the Raiders. So he traveled around a little bit more before putting his cleats up. I also realized after posting the Dolphins offseason video that I only got to the end of the alphabet and didn't go back around to the first part until Dolphins. So we might have missed some other guys retiring in the league by accident. So my bad for that. Isaac Bruce is retiring. A lot of big retirements in this season, I feel like. There were probably some last year that we just didn't look at. All right, none for the Ravens. Nothing big there. Nothing big there. Nothing. That's NFL. Chad Brown ended up on the 49ers. Donnie Abraham, isn't that... That might be one of the Abrahams. Is he defensive end? No, quarterback. Never mind. Trey Teague. Keenan McCardell. That's somewhat big. And Keith Traylor. The guy that makes our life live in hell. Keyshawn Johnson going to DTV. Not much, Cordy. We just caught up on stats. We're doing, I forgot about retirements for the season, so that's what we're doing right now. We cut some guys. We signed a kicker. We're doing the draft soon. Reggie Howard retiring early for the Dolphins. Oh, look at Michael Strahan, too. Michael Strahan also going to do TV. Curtis Martin also calling it a career. Wow, good thing I checked this. I love how we replaced our 16-year pro kicker with the 17-year pro kicker. That feels really good for me. Let's make sure that guy made it onto our team. I know, Eagles, I should have given him more respect. There we go. We got John Casey as our kicker at a 79. He's actually an upgrade, ironically, and he's cheap comparatively. So, all right, I'm going to jump into this. I'm going to let this go a little bit. There's some positions where I might be curious about signing a guy in free agency, especially if it's a younger guy that's potentially super. I didn't see any wide receivers that I liked. I didn't see any guards that I liked. I don't think I saw any off it. No, I didn't see any outside. I did see interesting. This guy is a computer-generated guy. He's less than $1 million. His tackle is really good. His run coverage is really good. His coverage is okay. He's decently fast. He has good agility. His durability sucks. That's awful. Okay, back to the drawing board. Alright, so strong safety, maybe not. Free safety. Both of these guys are somewhat interesting. Hall can tackle. He can run coverage. His agility is good. His strength is terrible. His durability is terrible. Never mind. So here's the rock and a hard place that we have. Like, I guess we don't need to spend money. We could use the leftover money to just sign other guys on our roster for more amount of time. But I'm wondering if there's anyone here that's worth going after. Yeah, I feel like that guy isn't going to last on the field for very long. But yeah, my gut is that there's no one here necessarily that's pushing the needle for me. And like, I guess we could look at, and I feel like some guys are about to come off the board. Like, it seems like there's a decent amount of talent in defensive end or defensive tackle, but we don't need defensive tackle. We don't even really need defensive end. Let me go back, Cordy. Here, let me hit to the next day. See if some of the guys went off the board. So there's James Mungro. I don't really think we need him. Olindo Mare, we signed a kicker. Eric Barton, we have 2 starter level outside linebackers. I don't know if we want to get in the Jim Murray sweepstakes. I think that's a computer generated guy. What's his catch? 67. I don't love that. That would make him immediately our worst hands receiver on the team. I don't think we need a starting guard. Yeah, you're right. And we could always give Boss an extension right now. And I mean, any whatchamacallit, any rookies that we're signing are... I don't really want a 5'10" guy. McQuarters is way too expensive. That would just be a bench warmer. It's interesting that he's getting so many offers. Oscar's getting some money here from Washington. Let's advance the day, see what happens. Everyone's still here. I mean, once we get lower than the 70s, it's kind of not worth looking at all. Lots of defensive. It's always lots of defensive ends, I feel like. Yeah, I feel like we could just do that in, maybe. Here, look. I didn't even really like any of the guys that were out there for depth. Yeah. Alright, I'll look at the safeties one more time, but I feel like that was maybe the only position where that was a thing. Oh, actually, this guy's kind of interesting. He can catch. His durability sucks, of course. Too bad. Decent speed, decent agility. His break tackle isn't that great. He's also tiny. He's 5'7". That's actually really funny. Don't need a kicker, don't need a punter. The 91 kick power on a punter is nice. No, I'm just gonna look by durability. Sometimes I just look by durability, and sometimes there's a guy up there that looks really nice. I also don't need depth at defensive tackle. Blah blah. Alright, Potter and Walker. Let's see. I'm gonna go by your advice. 1 year pros for 2 years is like a free agent draft pick. I don't necessarily disagree with that. Let's see if these guys bring anything to the table. Decent speed, okay strength. Walker can tackle. He can cover the run. He can pass rush. He's a 72 overall. Who is this? Daryl Walker. Oh, he wants that sort of money. I don't need him for that kind of money. No one here. No one here. No one here. These guys were all... I guess this guy is one. Is this the guy who can't tackle? Or his durability sucks? His durability sucks. Alright, I could be potentially convinced to take a flyer on Pearson. I also don't necessarily think he's getting any offers. I could also be convinced to maybe take a shot on any of these guys. That's funny. Boo is like cheaper now. Free safety, I like his coverage the best, obviously. Bass is the fastest. Hall's the best tackler and sort of the best coverage guy. They're all pretty agile. Terry's strong. Bass can jump. Terry can stay on the fields. None of them are durable. I don't necessarily think any of these guys are getting signed either. Let me advance a couple of days and we'll see. Yeah, even Wade is still there. Even Mungro hasn't gotten signed yet. That's kind of funny how slow this all works. Alright, Mungro went somewhere. We can go and find out where. Hall hasn't gone anywhere yet. None of these... Hardy randomly has an offer from Houston. We weren't even looking at him. Interesting. Let's find out where Mungro went really quick. Going to the Steelers. Interesting move, but I mean, Bettis Mungro might be a nasty combo. He's really turned into a pretty good running back over these last couple of years. So, oh, and Travis Henry's on this team. Jerome's the bench warmer. That's crazy. Anyway. Let's go another... I honestly don't think there was anyone else that was even like... I feel like Mungro was the only good free agent out of all of this. 2, 3, 4, 5. No one's even offered any of these guys yet. If you guys remember any other guys that seemed like big time offer guys, you can let me know, but I don't think there were. Yeah, none of these guys have gotten offers yet. Pearson is still there. Let's do another 5. Being very careful. The thing is I don't even think these guys are going to get any cheaper, so it's like, I think it's a shit or get off the pot sort of a moment. I guess I'm wondering whether or not I'm going to be able to just like be able to try and sign them in the offseason anyhow. And I think at this point, we probably just let go and let this simulate and see where the pieces fall. TJ is still up for grabs. TJ Hackett. That's funny. He'll be out of the league soon, unfortunately. No one wants Avon Coburn either. All right, I think we're gonna just let this whole thing roll. Yeah, we're gonna let it roll. I don't want to sign any more free agents. We got our free agent. All right, so with all of that said, Mel's mock draft. Let's see what I see a lot of halfbacks. I don't love that. It has us taking Edwin Carr out of Memphis. But I want to... I guess we could also look at Freeman. But theoretically, all of the other halfbacks will have been taken. So I guess Frank Rhodes... Let me just write them all down. And I need to remember to not simulate through the combine at the end. Because who knows, maybe there's a guy here that we really, really want and want to try to trade up for, but damn, there's a lot of teams scheduled to take halfbacks in front of us. So I think we also have to be realistic of how high we could go for a halfback. I mean, I can only scout... I'm already kind of at the point where I can't scout anymore after maybe Santiago, but we'll see. I also know that this moves around week to week, so this could change. Jennings, Bridges, Gardner, and Floyd. There's also the question of... I think so. What we'll do is I think we'll scout Carr in full, and we'll see what he looks like. I like his stats, his vitals, his 6'1", 202. I like that compared to what Deshaun is. So maybe he's what we want. So let's go, and let's also go to the rookie report really quick. So the two best guys in the draft are actually cornerbacks. So when it gets to the second round, it'll actually be very, very interesting. It looks like Gardner is the best halfback in the draft, according to this. And then Floyd, who's currently listed as the #1 pick, isn't far behind him. So let's go to the draft combine. Let's look for halfbacks. We're going to go to Carr. And what we're going to do is we're only going to scout Carr in full right now. He's kind of slow. We're going to go full report because right now he's guessing to go to us. From there, I want to go to kickers. And, do you think their ability to bench would dictate their ability to kick a football? Like, what do you think makes a good kicker? I truly, like, this is their strength, right? I don't think them being fast necessarily matters. Maybe shuttle run indicates a strong guy. Honestly, I have no idea. That squats doesn't exist. Maybe vertical jump. Maybe their ability to jump. It's just so wild to me that they only programmed for position. It's like one of the worst flaws of this game, honestly. It's such a bummer that the draft doesn't work a little bit better. Well, I'm gonna scout woods here, I think. I could also do it like this. I could go into Mel's mock draft. Or not Mel's mock draft. I could just, because I think, ooh, actually, does it go by? It does. Okay, cool. So I can just go to kickers, and I believe that it organizes it by which ones the game thinks are the best. So I think the game thinks, and I mean this sort of tracks from the numbers, best field goal percentage, longest one made. Pretty good, pretty good. All right, so I think we look at our T's and we look at Bowman. Another Dewey. Love to have another Dewey on the team. Oh, wait, but we picked a kicker. We paid a kicker. We don't need to scout for a kicker. What am I thinking? Let's just scout halfbacks. I'm over here talking. And then let's put an hour on Frank. Wait, not Frank. Frank? Oh, no, Frank. Weird. Oh, it's by first initial. We'll put an hour on Frank. Yeah, for sure. Alright, so if we go with Carr, who is currently slated to come to our team, not great speed. Decent agility, decent break tackle, really good secure ball. I like Frank. Frank is the only one with all positives. So I think we put 2 more hours on Frank. And let's actually, is it the big board? Does that show? Oh no, I think the big board is, yeah, this is just like best players overall. Super interesting. Okay, lots of talented cornerbacks in this draft, it seems like. But let's go out to, we'll go out to the rookie report. We'll go to the halfbacks. Rhodes, Wade, Tyler. Oh no, wait, we wanted the mock draft, because sometimes this moves around. So Freeman will still be available. Carr is still listed for us. Frank is up with the Jags. Banger like Ricky Williams. Yeah. So I think we look at Sheldon Frank. I mean, he's 6 foot, 213. But then potentially Edwin Carr is what we want, because he's slow and he might be able to put his shoulder into guys. So let's look at Frank, and then maybe we can scout some other guys. Which I already put the 2 on Frank. So we'll see next time. So then I guess it's all kind of a crapshoot. So yeah, I guess we could go and maybe look at a kicker that we like. I believe it was, I think I might have to go out and look at this again. I believe Bowman was one of them. I'll go look really quick. Ortiz, Bowman, and Blake. There's Blake. Let's just put one on each of them. One on Blake, one on Bowman, and one on Ortiz. Let's do all three on Ortiz, and we'll go from there. Absolutely, like, useless thing that I have here. Okay. Frank's got slower speed, slower agility, higher break tackle, not as good secure ball. A real force in short yardage situations, which makes sense. So yeah, as of right now, I actually do think that Carr might be the guy. I like that. Very consistent, dependable, tendency to miss kicks, incredible leg, good deal of power, history of choking, serious a lot. I'm just going to fully review both of these guys, I think. Which gives us 3 points to go on anybody. That's interesting. Maybe we look at... What are some of our other positions? Maybe we look at... Let's look at... I know that receiver is on our list. So let's go ahead and scout a wide receiver who has 5 hands. And... Well, this let me... Alright, so he's 6'3", 181. And he's 6', 228. Lane is faster. A little stronger. He can jump higher. The shuttle isn't as good. Alright, so I think I'm gonna scout Lane. I might end up scouting both of them out of Boise State. Love that. So this will be good to look at. .88 catch, 85 speed. So I like Lane as maybe a earlier pick. I might just end up scouting the other 5 overall guy. I think we could potentially also... Oh, safety, you think? Yeah, I mean, I'll look at the... Well, first of all, I want to look at the last week of the mock draft to make sure that we're where we're supposed to be. It does not look like there's been a ton of movement. Freeman's still there. Carr is still there. So I have a feeling that Carr is coming to us, and I actually really like Carr as our first round pick. So I'm pretty in on him. 6'1", 202 out of Memphis. Not going to be the fastest, but maybe that gets a little bit better. His catch is terrible, but that's not what we're going to use him for. So I think Edwin Carr is going to end up being our first round pick. But looking at the rookie report one more time, I think we're probably looking for a free safety before we're looking for a strong safety. So let's look at these guys, Gordon, Sparks, and Soto. And then it's probably going to send us right into it. All right, Gordon. Sparks. Let's get 2 on Sparks and 2 on Soto. I know that's not the best, but we'll get the gist from there. So Gordon has really good speed, really good coverage. Not great tackle. Not terrible catch. Good, good, good. Okay, I could get down with Sparks. Good, good, poor for tackling. Athletic enough to play corner. Alright, so I actually like Sparks the best out of all of that. Now let's see, if I back out of this, NFL draft is in progress, which probably means that, yeah, it's now at the draft recap and we're in the rookie report. So, I'm gonna save. I have what we need. We're probably gonna get Carr with that first round pick. I'm super okay with that. If y'all have any objections, feel free to be loud about it, but I think that's where we're gonna go. And let's get into that NFL draft, baby. I think something that I'll have to do, and maybe, I wonder if there's a way I can go back and look at the Dolphins thing. I'll have to go back and do that off camera. But I do want to maybe go back and look at who was taken as the first overall pick and keep an eye on their career from year to year. All right, so let's see if we're going to get our guy. We are indeed. The scouts want us to take him. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. Let's go for it. 6'1", 202 out of Memphis. He's probably going to be in like the high 50s, low 60s, just like pre-warning. He'll probably be third on the depth chart, but maybe we'll play him like he's second. Edwin Carr, welcome to the Lions. All right, let's see here. Let's see here. Let's see here. The Eagles did indeed take Freeman. Now, I'm curious what... Now, it has us going for... I did like Sparks the best out of all of these. Alvarado and Knight. Let's look at the rookie report. Oh, here's the thing. There's a couple of guards on here that could be actually really talented. And we have a potential need spot at guard. So, I'm thinking I take one of these two guards. There's also a lot of cornerbacks I could take, but I don't necessarily... Ooh, the outside linebacker. I think we wait. I think we wait on outside. This guy's not coming up a long time for me to use my... Okay. He's a long way down. But if he pops well enough, he could be starting over Terrence Howard. Or Terrence Holt, I mean. We can go with Sparks. I'm okay with Sparks. I think the need is there at safety. I liked Sparks' good. I don't necessarily need him to have hands right away. Good timing, breaks the ball well. Impressive playing speed. He's going to be playable all the way around. He is short, which I don't love. Chat, feel free to chime in here if you have different... Oh, Ballard was on there as well. Ooh, maybe I should look at Ballard. I think... Oh, and Hansen was on there. What was I looking at? Alvarado has 4 hands. He's 6'1". He ran a 4.40. I don't think I'm messing with Knight. So, actually, there's... I think almost everyone they suggested here. I like Hansen, I like Ballard, I don't think Hamre, and I like Alvarado. So let me go back up one more time. See if any of these guys come up. There's Hansen. I think Hansen's the best guy available. So I think... But Ballard... I think I need to decide between Hansen and Ballard. I think that's where I'm at. I think the prospect of Hansen popping off and becoming a starter makes us way more dangerous. And I like Teddy and I like Boss, so I'm gonna go with Hansen. I'm gonna grab the guard. Yep, I'm gonna grab Hansen. Where is he? Where are you at, buddy? Ed Hansen, 6'6", 308 out of Iowa. And he's quick. And his bench is a 37. Yeah, this is the guy. This is the guy, for sure. Alright, appreciate y'all hanging in there for that one. Let's get Ed Hansen on the team. Alright, mid-third round now. Sparks is still there, and Ortiz is now on our board. Same with Lindsay. Did our guy get picked? Lane is still on the board. I think this might be the Sparks pick. I think this might be the Sparks pick. But let me look really quick, because Lindsay's curious as well, but I think I want Sparks. He is a big boy, Josh. Lindsay's the best available. I think I'm gonna grab Sparks here. If there's more of a chance he's gonna be a starter eventually, I want him in the third round. Especially since our scouts seem to like him. I don't love that he's only 5'9", but I guess we'll be okay with it. Fullback? Interesting. Just out of curiosity, what is Lindsay? 6'1", North Carolina State, 4'5". Okay, jump. Let's see if he's there next round. Let's go with Sparks. The Maryland kid. It's gonna be like Shrek and Donkey from the Celtics when Nate Robinson and Glenn Davis were there. Alright, we have 2 picks in the 4th round. I think this one might be going to Boone. I think we also lost out on all of our kickers that we scouted, but that's okay. Not necessarily. Lane is still there. Yeah, we lost on both the kickers that we were looking at. But that's okay, because we signed a kicker. Let's go to... Yeah, I think it's Boone on this one. We love signing a Dookie, and then we'll look at who's left in the strong safety. We grabbed that Edwin Carr halfback. We haven't looked at his ratings yet. We'll probably end up putting him second in the depth chart. So yeah, I think we'll grab Boone here. Don Boone out of Duke. Look at this creeper. Look at this absolute creeper. And then we'll look at who's left at strong safety in the for the 5th round pick, I think. Yeah, I'm with that. Pardon me. All right, Donnie Boone. Quite the pedo stash on this guy. Welcome to the Lions. Oh, here we go. All right. Well, no wonder we had him back to back. So we probably can get the guy that we want. Unless we somehow... Where do you see the... Give me the picks here. Come on. Draft recap. So I'll have to go back to that. How many guys got picked after I got... So just the one. So I should have my strong safeties there. That's so interesting. All of the strong safeties went away from my thing after I took that pick. So we've got Sanchez and we've got Walton. Walton is taller and faster. He doesn't jump as high. His shuttle is slower, and he's smarter. And he's stronger. Yeah, I agree with you, Jason. So I sort of like Brad Walton here, especially at strong safety. Let me just see if any of our other needs pop up down here. Lots of strong safeties. I mean, strong safety might be here in the 5th round if there's someone else that seems interesting to us. We could also grab a backup fullback too. Especially since the best available guy is a fullback. Maybe we get Jake Hamilton here. His hands are a 4 overall. He might have decent blocking. This guy has 4 hands as well. Hamilton. I think I'm going to grab this fullback. Oh, my wide receiver went to somebody. Who'd he go to? Oh, no, he's still there. Why are his hands not at a 5? They got downgraded to a 4? Oh, that's weird. It says that his catch is an 88. Alright, whatever. Focus. Hamilton. SMU guy. Best overall left in the draft. I think this is our guy right here. And then we'll get a strong safety. So we get a fullback. That backs up our Glover, who's going to start. We still need the strong safety. I don't really care about the kicker. We'll grab a wide receiver later on, and then we'll just grab one more guy who's like the best available. Okay, I'm good with that. So we'll get Jake Hamilton right here. Yeah, let's get Jake Hamilton here. And now we'll grab a strong safety. Oh, it's now telling us to get Lane. That's so funny. I wonder if the strong safeties are like... Look at all these guys. Yeah, so I think they're going to be... I have a feeling these guys are going to be available a little bit later. I mean, Sanchez is still there, Walton is still there, so it's really like... If I grab the receiver that I want, will those guys still be there a little bit later? And I think that's exactly what I'm going to do, considering how high up the list some of these strong safeties are. There's a ton of them. So I'm going to take Lane here. The wide receiver that it's telling us to take. It was the guy that I scouted. I could also look at Davidson for giggles. There's Lane. Where's Davidson? Did I go by him? There he is. He's fast as hell. 5'9", he's small. And he has 1 hand, so absolutely not. Lane! 6'3", 88 catch out of Boise State. Hopefully he doesn't break in half. He's also decently fast, not the fastest guy ever, but we're going to take John Lane right here. Alright, back to the 6th round. I think now is when we probably take the strong safety. Yeah. Let's see who the best available is. Sanchez, Walton. I think Walton's probably the guy here. I think it wanted me to take Man. Let's go to this. Harris is the strongest. Walton is the fastest. Man can jump the highest. Alright, Walton, Man, Harris. Walton, Man, Harris. Yeah, 181. That's probably true. I'm leaning towards Walton. He's the tallest, he's the biggest. He's still just as strong, he's the fastest. He can't jump as high, but I don't necessarily care about that. I'm surprised this is saying Harris. .61, sort of slow. He's the strongest one. I'm gonna go with Walton. I'm gonna follow my gut on this one. Alright, let's take Brad Walton. And then last pick is going to be best available. Honestly, I might grab a quarterback. Let's see who is on the draft board as best available. It's all strong safeties. That's so funny. Wow. I'm kind of tempted to take a cornerback here. Maybe this Mathis kid? Look how fast he is. Is he the fastest guy left? Yep. Pretty strong, too. Jump isn't great. I mean, I guess I could just sign another, is the game sweet spot for kickers? Good to know. I think I might grab Mathis. He's so fast. I know we just got Hunt, but my other option is I could sign, I don't know. I guess I could sign that quarterback that they were also looking at me, having me look at. Get a cheap guy as the third spot instead of Grant. Actually, that's not a bad idea, because I could just... What quarterback did they want me to get? Edwards. Another North Carolina State kid. Bench 7. Yeah, let's do it. Why not? Luis Edwards. We can sign him cheap as a third string quarterback and cut the other guy. All right, we did it. Let's save again. I feel good about this one, having not looked at anything. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. Alright. Alright, Carr's only a 61. That's not so bad. Hansen is looking nice at a 74. Hamilton's a 73. Boone's a 70 as a rookie. That's nice. Sparks is 69. Walton is 69. Carr is 61. John Lane is 61, and Edwards of 58. So let's go over to our guards just to take a look at Boone. Or Hansen, I mean. I wish that run block was better, but it'll be nice to have another guard project on there. I was hoping he was going to be a little bit better. So we're going to switch that. We're going to go ascending. He already wants 5 years. We're going to go down to 10%, and we'll go up to 515 maybe? I can sign you for that. Let's see if he takes 510. Alright, Ed Hansen, signed. Let's go to fullback. I think it probably... This guy can't block for crap, but he can catch, and he can break tackles, and he can run. Arguably, this guy, Jake Hamilton, is better than Travis Glover for what we're having Travis Glover do. So we might have to take a look at Jake Hamilton here, but I think I'm going to hold... No, I'm going to sign him. I'm going to sign him. We'll go ascending. We'll go 10% since he's over 70. We'll stretch him out to 4 years. I don't think he'll take this, but I'll try it. Yeah. Let's see if he'll take 230. Alright, he takes 230. Boone. Booney, booney, booney. So Boone is now... Okay, so he's still underneath Norris, who we drafted. Gonna go ascending. I think we stick with 10%. Let's give him... We'll go flat 0. And let's stretch him out for a full 6. 6 at 4.4 maybe? Let's see if he takes this. Yeah, I figured he'd decline that. We can go up to point... Let's just go to a clean 4-5. That'll probably do it. Really? Oh, man. Let's give him his 10%. That'll probably do it. There it is. Alright, to free safety, we've got Sparks sitting behind Terrence Holt for now. We gave Terrence Holt a really nice contract. This one is going to be... We're going to also go ascending. We're going to go no bonus. We're going to give you 4 years. 4 years? Let's start with 4 years, see what it looks like. Maybe 1.85. Let's just go 1.9. I'm feeling generous. Nah, he'll probably take 1.85. I knew it! Alright, strong safety. I think we may actually re-sign Sam Hamilton with some of the, like, we don't want him feeling like he's about to be replaced, you know? But we are going to go ascending for you. We'll go up to 4 years for you. And we'll go... Let's see. He probably won't take 1 million, but I can try. But I think Sam is at the top of the prospects for maybe getting a little contract extension this year, maybe by the end of the year. We'll see what the end of the preseason looks like for all these guys. Oh, for real, Brad? All right, I'll go 1.1. That's fine. You better be worth it, my friend. All right. So Edwin Carr, our rookie halfback, he's slow, he's agile. Apparently he can break tackles. I don't see it. His durability is bad, so this is going to be great. I think we go ascending. I think we... it kills me to keep his 20% like that. We're going to be paying him way too much to sit on the freaking bench, but hopefully he'll be usable. Because we're going to be paying him like it. It pains me. It pains me, it pains me, it pains me. But he is the project that we are unfortunately going to have to take on. I wonder if signing him for a 5th year makes this better for me. I'm a little bit Does getting him for a 6th make it better? I mean, I'm much more inclined to do that with a 10% bonus, which barely makes a difference. But it makes a big difference in how much cap I'm dumping on him. Honestly, I'd rather just give him non-guaranteed and pay him more salary per year, but... I think I'm going to offer this to Edwin and just go for the full first rounder, lock him up long term. I mean, if he pops off, he'll be making good money. Of course, he declines that. We'll go up to 11 and a quarter. Come on now, Edwin. Don't do this to me. It's probably as high as I'll go. Oh my god. That's so annoying. That's so annoying. I kind of want to cut him now. I wonder if he'd take this. And that way I can just cut him if he sucks. Let's try it. Come on, dude. How is a 61 overall this demanding? I mean, I'd like to think he would take 10 and a quarter. I'll go to 10.3. Oh my god, this thing not even moving. 10.35, I guess. Stupid Edwin. Bad start, Edwin. Bad start. Just wasted way too much money on him. Alright, wide receiver. He's technically better than Webster. I don't think Derek is going to stay on the team. I think Derek's going to end up getting cut. But we'll look at how he improves at the end of the offseason. But he may be an end-of-season cut. Unfortunately, you are not getting a bonus, my friends. I think I'll maybe stick to 4 years with you as well. This will probably work. You probably won't take that, but we can try. Yeah, I knew. Alright, 2.4 it is. Overall, a decent draft, I think. I think what we're gonna do is we are gonna sign Edwards here as like the backup's backup, even though Gerard Wilson is clearly better. Because I don't think we could negotiate a deal with Gerard Wilson here that he would feel good with. And we could sign Luis Edwards for another 4 years for cheap, and immediately get the $1.25 million back from Gerard's contract, which I think is exactly what we're going to do. And who knows, maybe he'll develop on the bench under Fowler and Breeze. So we'll take Luis Edwards here, I think. He gladly accepts, and then I think we're just gonna go ahead and right away let Gerard Wilson go. And then boom, we're right back up to 9 million. So we're looking pretty okay. Najee is a potential cut guy. I think Derek's a potential cut guy. Otherwise, we're looking pretty okay. We'll make sure the... Ooh, I do want to sign one more defensive end. I guess that could have been someone that I drafted, eh? But we'll see how guys progress. Hopkins is also a potential cut here. He doesn't save us a ton of money to do that, though. We could also consider... Well, we need 4 good cornerbacks because... I wish Fernando Bryant was tradable, man. But we might need to consider getting moving on from a cornerback. Maybe Enrique Hunt will pop a little bit and move up in our depth chart. But yeah, let's get the depth chart figured out. I think actually we can actually just jump out of this. Release all the unsigned rookies. Now we're in the preseason. We'll let that hang out here. We got the Browns in the first week. That'll be all backups. I do want to sign a backup defensive end to put on our bench. There will be a plethora of them. It's usually the most abundant. I must have... Oh yeah, I forgot that I released Tilton. I guess I didn't have D-end written down. Whoops. Alright, I think I'm gonna start running Charles in the slot and Brett as my number 2 receiver. We'll go with that. So we'll put Rogers there, I'll put Lane there. So Webster's kind of getting the short end of the stick here, but that's just his rating for you. That's fine. Left guard, Woody. Hanson's gonna get right there. Green and Wood. So let's put Coleman there. We'll put Garrett in that spot. Back as Butler, Ward, DM, great. So this is gonna be Farmer, Bryant. Let's put Hunt in the second spot. And I mean, we have to play Fernando. Like, he gets paid way too much money to not play, which kills me. We have Cash, we have Hunt, we have Fernando. We'll just flip them for giggles. Who knows if that'll do anything. We'll flip Farmer and Smith. Hamilton, Walton, Holton, Sparks. Perfect. Hunt. Do I have another guy that can line up here? Hopkins, maybe? Yeah, this should be Hopkins and Hunt. Too bad Carr is slow as hell. There we go. Okay, let's go ahead and sign one more defensive end. We want like backup level. I'm gonna look by durability. Mare is still there. Ryan Longwell is there now all of a sudden. Ben Roethlisberger is available. What? Well, what's funny is Kevin Barlow would be... Thomas Jones is available? Hold up. What's happening right now? Just up for grabs. I mean, here's the thing. Make this guy, like, make one of these guys one of the backup. You don't think we should sign one of these guys and let Carr develop for a year? I mean, I don't want to sign him for that long. Yeah, I mean, we're talking like $5 million for him. Maybe not. It'd be an aggressive move, but we have the cap space for it. I mean, why not sign Thomas Jones for a year, cut Najee, and have him be the banger while Carr can develop on the bench? I mean, this is a better short-term deal for Thomas Jones right here. What did he do last year? He played all 16 games. He got 814 yards and 7 touchdowns. Interesting. His stats don't read as great compared to Kevin Barlow. Maybe he's washed at this point. Alright, I can be patient. No one here. Conrad Olsen. Decent run blocker. Can catch. Meh. Nemo continues to just sit here. One day I'm gonna get him. Alright, let's go. Defensive ends. Let's go by durability. I like this guy. 85 durability, whatever on the stamina. Decent agility, decent speed, decent strength. Okay tackle, okay run coverage, really good pass rush. And he's a 2-year guy, so that's QWERTY's kind of guy. It's a little expensive. Why are these guys so damn expensive? That's nuts, man. I don't think he's worth that much, is he? I mean, am I being like too... Like 1.8 feels high for him. Maybe I'm just being crazy. Let me look at I love Michael Hayes. Michael Hayes is my dude. What's wrong with Michael Hayes? Why wasn't he popping up on my... Yeah, I want Michael Haynes. Let's go down to... I'm okay with this. I mean, 30% is steep. I wonder if I can get him for 20%. But that leaves me with 7 million. That's flexibility. Alright, let's grab Michael here. Great. I think we'll let the halfback thing sit. I think I got excited, but I don't really like his stats compared. I mean, he's fast. He's just not as strong as I thought he would be. What did Kevin do last year? He did nothing. He's had 2 really bad seasons. I think he was sitting behind a drafted halfback too. Oh, what a tough decision. I think we'll leave it. I don't think we need it. I think we're good to go. Where are we at? 54 players total. Full roster. I think we'll keep an eye on things. I'm really liking our roster makeup right now. But I think we can go into our first simulation of the preseason. Let me make sure Michael is in the right spot on the depth chart. Owen, Allison. Let's put Haynes on the other side. Let's put him to back up. Technically, he's better than Navarro, so we should actually have Allison back up Navarro, and then we'll have Haynes back up Hall. That works for me. Okay. Just out of curiosity, I'm going to go to play a game to see what our overall looks like. And it will be nice to see at the end of the preseason how our guys have progressed. Look at that. We're a 90 overall. Hell yeah. Look at the improvement on the defense, too, all the way up to an 85. So, great stuff. We're going to do the GameCast simulation against the Browns here, and let's do it. It is going to be backups this whole game. That's a good start. That's a really good start. Wow, Drew Brees has not been able to complete anything so far. All right, Edwin Carr getting a 72-yard touchdown reception. Good for the rookie. Okay, Edwin. John Casey's making field goals. Nice, Najee. Pinner's having himself a day. Looks like we've got a computer-generated quarterback in there too. So, oh, Edwards is playing too. That's funny. Oh, he's just gonna run it out here. Oh, maybe not. Oh my god. Of course they did. Of course they did. Stop it. Are we gonna blow this one in overtime? I can't believe it. We blew it. Wow. So our backups melt down in the final seconds and give up a touchdown leading to overtime, and then we lose it on the field goal. That's nuts, man. Good for the Browns, though. It's alright. Carr had some good run in there. And some good receiving. Lane had some catches. Sean Rogers. Alright. No injuries. We'll check out available contracts real quick. Oh yeah, not a problem at all. Alright, so it looks like all those guys got signed, so I'm curious where they went. Oh yeah, I guess when the 49ers drafted a 95 overall halfback, you're not going to need the other guy. There's way too many halfbacks on this team. So Barlow goes to the Bills to back up Willis McGahee, which that's actually a pretty decent signing. A lot of talent on this team too. There's Santiago. We could have traded up for him. And Thomas Jones goes to the Browns, who we just played. I can't remember if I saw him in the game or not. I guess he wouldn't have been. So the team that we just played got Brown. Punter, classic. Oh, that looks like that trade's gonna go down. Alright, let's go into the next one. We'll simulate through the bye week. And then we get to play the reigning Super Bowl champion. I think we can probably just jump right into the GameCast for this one. And we're gonna get some starters here, so that's cool. We punted from there? Huh. Ooh, Fowler got picked off. Rough. There we go. There's Roy. That's a good question, Qwerty. We must have blocked a kick or something. Fowler hasn't been playing very well. But I don't know if he necessarily simulates as well as we play with him. Oh, now it's backups. They're driving now that the backups are in. Deuce Staley as the backup receiver, or the backup. But it's Gus Ferrote. Come on now. Drew Brees throws a pick. It is good to see Lane and Carr getting a lot of touches, but damn, it'd be nice if we could put something together here. Man, tough. Can't buy a first down. And we're giving up stupid penalties. Alright, come on. Backwards twice. There we go, Lane. It must have been a fumble. Or we went for it on fourth and didn't get it. Well, another loss to the Philadelphia Eagles. Too bad. I kind of want to see what this was down here. Fumble by John Lane. Tough. Alright, so we're 0-2. It's so funny. I feel better about this roster than I do about the Dolphins roster, and the Dolphins preseason went way better. But that is simulation for you. Speaking of the simulation, taking its good old time. Banana. All right. We've got the 49ers up next. It looks like we did have an injury of some kind, so we will simulate up to there and then see what that is. Huh. No way. Zach Thomas is hurt again. That sucks, man. He's really falling apart. I think we gotta look at ejecting him from the Dolphins franchise sooner than later. That's tough. Too bad. All right. Let's go to just quickly. More kickers and more defensive ends out the wazoo. Okay. See if we can get a W put together here. Nick Harris is sure getting a bunch of playing time. I should have put the rookie in his spot. Hey man, the NFL knows what gets them eyes. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Well, this is going about as well as expected. There we go, getting some first downs. Will something something. Come on now. You gotta be kidding me. Oh yeah, this is the team with the 95 overall back. Alright, let's go. There it is, Brett. Ba-da-da-da-da. Alright, let's get the lead back. Deshaun's playing pretty decent. Damn. Right when I said that. Recovered and carried for 10 yards is funny. There we go. Alright, looks like we've got backups in now, which probably means we'll blow it. Okay. Apparently the breeze to car connection is strong. Tim Rattay's the backup now. That tracks. Alright. Got ourselves a win, baby. We love to see it. We'll have to see who the next injury is. Fingers crossed. Bro. Like, what are... I'm gonna let it go for a week because... Like, I was gonna cut Derek Hamilton and now I can't because he's injured. It's like he knew. Alright, nobody knew. I'm really bummed out that I can't trade him like that. Like, at least we'll get... It's interesting that we're playing Minnesota. Damn. I should have just cut him before we started playing. I didn't think he was going to get in and break his kneecap. It's too bad you can't. Yeah, I guess so. But at that point, like, what's the extra 1.2 million gonna do for us? But I guess I might as well clear it up before the season ends. Maybe we can use it on a buyout guy. Another trade. Russ Hochstein to Courtney Brown. We'll look at all of that. at the trade deadline. Thomas is actually getting highlighted for... All right, one more game. Strangely enough, playing the Vikings before we probably play the Vikings a bunch. Oh wow, we actually stopped him. I'm starting to wonder if Fowler is going to improve. Man. Defense is having a hard time. I mean, our offense is having a hard time too. I feel like we've been giving up a lot of sacks. I have to assume that this GameCast simulation is also playing on my sliders? Question mark? I'm not totally sure. You gotta be kidding me. Come on now. We're just trying not to show them the real thing yet, you know? There's Deshaun's just mixing it up, and then Fowler gets sacked. Perfect. Brutal. Well, hopefully this is not an indication of what's to come. Because we are getting ourselves spanked by these guys right now. Rough. Fowler had a bad preseason. Straight up. Kind of seems like it. I mean, 13 for 21, 97. Another interception. Tough. That's a spanking. You hate to see it. Alright, so it's the same injury report. Let's go, we can let this sit here. I gotta get the footage, and then we'll go into the regular season. We'll go over our schedule for the year. We'll go over our we'll check free agents one more time. We'll go over our roster and player progression, and that's where we'll leave it. All right. Looks like we're playing the NFC East again this year. Always a fun time to open up the season against the Bears. Carolina will be a fun shakeup. We haven't played them in a little bit. I don't think we played Carolina since, I think, maybe the first season. And we get to play Carson Palmer and the Arizona Cardinals this year. All right, let's do one more front office check. Oh, I guess we'll look at our franchise. I want to see the goals of the year. Win the division. I love it. Let's do it. So that's what we're trying to do this year, win the division. Let's see what crazy guy got cut. And let's hope it's an inside linebacker. Okay. Alright, well that's not as good as I was hoping he would be. But we will get rookie Jesse Herrera, 75 overall, and then the kickers are the best. It looks like no one else that's really that earth-shattering. So let's go look at our team needs. That will give us a indication. So look at this. Drew Brees has improved over Alvin Fowler, and Edwards jumped up to a 63, but this is curious. I don't quite know what to do with this. I mean, Fowler's arm is crazy, but that pass accuracy, I mean, the pass read coverage is good too. I don't know. I think we'll keep Fowler in the starting spot, but we've got Brees right there in case it starts to go downhill for Fowler. But that's interesting. That is interesting. I will pull up Fowler as a highlight for the starter. This is definitely a make or break season for him, I think. Little QB, we got a little QB controversy, I think, between Fowler and Brees. So maybe I'll go ahead and highlight both of them to show the controversy at hand. What's funny is if you're going by history, this is a no-brainer. Obviously, Drew Brees over this computer-generated schlub. But it ain't that simple, you know? So Deshaun has regressed pretty sharply. He was a 98 last year. Now he's a 91, which honestly feels a little bit more, you know, like him. Love to see that Carr has jumped up to a 66. I think he is going to get a lot of those goal line third down carries, but we will highlight Deshaun here. See if we can get him over 1,000 yards and maybe even have him play every single game. That'd be nice. That's true. Drew did do well when Fowler was out. I think Fowler is going to start the first game against the Bears, and we'll see what happens. All right. Glover moves up to an 83. Hamilton moved up to an 879. So we're doing pretty good. The run block isn't as strong in the fullback position anymore, but that's okay. Man, I'm so upset that Derek got hurt. What a bummer. Looks like Rodgers dropped to an 80. Roy's still a 91. Brett has jumped all the way up to an 82, so my guess there was correct. And it looks like Lane is up to a 64, and his hands are a 90. So 1 through 5, everyone should be able to catch the ball, so I'm really excited about that. But let's give Roy the highlight here. Oh, nice. Very cool. Good look there, Al. Whoa. What? What? That's insane. Well, I guess we gotta start giving the ball to Dewey a little bit more. And not only that, Ben Watson's up to an 86. Our tight ends are popping off. 80s in the blocking numbers. 70 catch. Decently fast. We're definitely going to need to play through Dewey a lot more this year. And look at Ben Watson, too. And even Fitzsimmons, his block numbers are in the 80s. That's great. I'm loving it. We're going to definitely have to go with some bigger sets this year. Yeah, what are we gonna call if the 90s are elite? What is the 100? Is it legendary? But good to see Vernon Green up in the 90s still. But also like Wood getting up into like that's awesome. Love that. Wow, Hansen popped. So his run block is kind of meh. Like, I like Coleman's block numbers in general, but, like, great. Awesome. Like, I think Coleman becomes a trade piece next year. But love to see Hansen pop. And then, of course, Damian Woody is still a 92. Which I do think is a slight regression, but still. Two elite linemen is great. So it looks like Ward is pretty much ready to step into a starting role as well, so that's great. We'll see which one out of DM and Backus. It'll probably end up, we'll see. It seems like DM is starting to regress a little bit harder. So we'll maybe keep an eye on that as the trade deadline starts to come around. Because Butler's numbers are really good too. So I think we could potentially think about parting with maybe not a guard, but definitely a tackle. Casey's still good. Barrett is slowly catching up to Harris, but as long as that kick power is a 48, I don't know how he'd ever see the field. I agree with you there. So Owen is now better than Sean Rogers. And I mean, like, I will probably end up starting Owen. So good for Owen, jumping into those 80s. Hovan is hovering in the high 80s. Haynes actually regressed underneath Navarro, so that's good. Navarro went up to a 73. Boss jumped to an 87, Teddy's an 80, and Boone is now a 73, so that's cool. I think we got that all in the right place. Looks like Pearson's gonna start now. That's weird, but that's also fine. Better run coverage, better tackle, better pass rush, but slower, but that'll be okay. Better durability. Yeah, Pearson's the starter. Wow, interesting. Okay. So Hunt's gonna get that nickel spot. I guess I gotta give that dime spot to Fernando, and Kevin Smith, I guess, is gonna be another trade piece as well, so I'll have to look at that. I'm surprised Farmer's only a 76. I thought he'd be higher than that. Sam jumps to an 80. That's great. Love that. And Walton even jumped up a little bit to a 72. And Sparks is now officially better than Terrence Holt. Interesting. Interesting, interesting, interesting. And like... I don't know. I think I might actually start Sparks over Terrence. That sounds weird to say, but... I think I might... I mean, the coverage and the speed is better. The tackle is better. Yeah, I think we're going to sign Sammy, and I think we're going to sign Boss, too. Well, let's look at who we got a year left on. Oh, Watson, too. I mean, at an 86. He wants a 6-year deal. I think I'll probably go descending. Let me see what I can do with Sammy. I think I would like to sign Sam before front load 3 years. What if we did front load 4 years? It's actually pretty good. 5.5 million. Yeah, let's do what you want. I'm good with this. It's what he wants. It's probably going to be the most friendly deal I get. So we're going to go ahead and sign Sam Hamilton to a fresh deal. Actually, we're going to do the 4th year because this gets us this counts as this year. And so giving him the front load is fine. What does ascent or descending look like? Let's do front load. He'd probably take this. And that gives us room to sign someone if they appear suddenly available. So let's go for it. Let's see if he signs it. Yeah, right. There we go. We lock Sam back up. Six years is nuts. I don't think I would want to give him... I would, again, probably want to give him 4, maybe front load. I might have to wait on Boss. Might have to wait on Boss. Oh my god, wants 7 years. Alright, well, that might not be possible for any of these other guys. Ugh, I want to release you so bad. That's dumb. Alright. Let's fix the depth chart. I think we have Owen over Rogers now. He'll live there. That's all good. That's all good. We're going to put Pearson in the starting spot and let Freeman hang out there. Yeah, I guess that's what we're going to do. So we're going to put Smith on the trade block. And I think we're going to put... I don't think we're going to cut Davenport. I think we're going to keep him just in case somebody gets hurt, but who knows. I think I'm going to put DM on the trading block too. Let me look at their contracts really quick. I mean, Davenport could be a chunk of change. I don't necessarily need to make that move right now. Watson on the trade block? I don't think so. I want to use Watson. I think he'll be a really, really good second option because this guy, Fitzsimmons, can't catch for anything. And I like having that second tight end that can catch, and he'll be good for big sets. If anything, I'm looking at, like, we've got guards that are going to grow. I'm looking at this tackle redundancy where Moses Ward could play right now. And so I'm looking between Backus and DM. Backus saves us about $1 million and change. DM saves us $2 million if we traded him for somebody. Oh, that's fair. I think we're gonna let it ride. We're also trying to. I like the team makeup we have to make a run. So I'm gonna potentially put DM on the trade block and see what teams come knocking. And I'm also gonna put. I know we we signed him in free agency. Yeah, because Backus is. I like his pass block a little bit better. We'll see. And then I'm also going to put Kevin Smith on the trade block, I think. Because Fernando isn't tradable yet. This would be only a $500,000 savings, but... I mean, the other option is to put Chris Cash on the trade block and kind of vault Enrique into that second corner spot, which I'm not against. I'll see what kind of interest I get out of Kevin Smith. And I think that's it. Yeah, he's a last year guy. I mean, I do get the notion of I mean, we could save nearly $2 million of Ben Watson. I'll put him on the trade block and see what comes from it. But that's not necessarily a trade I'm hoping to make, if you will. So I think that's it for looking at guys and signing guys for now. I don't think there's necessarily anyone on here that makes me go crazy. I'm looking at tight ends now to see who's out here. I mean... That's one that can just catch. That's one that can just catch. What? Tight ends that can only pass block are so funny to me. Interesting. This one can block a little bit. Donald Lee is like sort of a downgrade. That's true. Yeah, I'll just see what's out there. Alright, so... I think I'm just going to take us to the screen of where we would play just to get like the ratings up here. But we're still a 90 overall despite the injuries early on that we didn't do. The Bears still have a 95 overall rated defense, so that'll be a fun one for when we go and play them. And this has been a marathon. I think we're going to call it right here. A successful transition to Season 4. I'm looking forward to it, and we'll figure out a time hopefully this week to start getting those games streamed as well as getting back into the Lions. So thanks for hanging out. Have a great night.